Rollie Lynn Riggs was born in the Cherokee Nation in Indian Territory in 1899. Riggs's mother was Cherokee, and she enrolled him shortly after he was born, and he inherited her, well, 1/3 of her allotment when she passed. His father was not native. He was a cattleman and a banker who was fairly emotionally distant from Lynn.
Lynn Riggs was also a poet, a teacher, a painter, and a folk musician in his own right. Lynn was often referenced as the great playwright of the American Southwest.
He began as a playwright in the 1920s, and the 1920s and the 1930s were really his heyday.
Lynn is best remembered as the playwright of Green Grow the Lilacs, which is the play that formed the basis for the groundbreaking musical Oklahoma by Rodgers and Hammerstein.
I think he thought he understood Oklahomans, who were people who were living in a hard land that were trying not to be made hard by it.
He, like many gay men who grew up in rural America, hightailed it out of Oklahoma as soon as he was finished with his high school education. He traveled extensively, and he found accepting, progressive artistic communities in Santa Fe, in Paris, in New York, in Southern California. That said, he was deeply connected to his roots. He was deeply connected to Oklahoma and spent his life working through his memories and his complex feelings about it in his writing.
Although he did have shows produced on Broadway, none of them had long runs. He repeatedly would run afoul of producers when they would ask for changes, and he would claim that would violate his artistic integrity.
Lynn wrote very authentically about Oklahoma people, their traditions, their mores, their culture, and of course, their dialects. And I think New York producers thought New York audiences would have trouble understanding this, but I think they were wrong. I think they underestimated their audiences, who would have likely found profound universal themes in the specificity of Riggs's writing.
I think that he is a great American playwright. It's the quality of the dialogue. It's the characters he creates, the range of human emotions. In that sense, Riggs is like Shakespeare. You can find any range of human emotion you want.
He was writing brilliantly about the limited options for women. He was writing brilliantly, largely from personal experience, about men who don't fit the mold of American masculinity. And he writes, most importantly, about these people as survivors. He celebrated the rebellious spirit of the outsider in his plays, and that makes him so ripe for rediscovery and makes him really a writer of this moment. He was a man of his time, but he was really writing for this moment. I think in many ways he was ahead of his time.